car, they will total your shit. You hit like a 400-pound animal.
Did I ever tell you the time how I was driving home from Bernie's house after making Rivers Blue, and I hit a deer, and I didn't know what to do about it because I felt terrible, and I called Griffin. We were just dating, and I was like, if she finds out she probably likes animals, and I'm gonna fuck this thing up. And so I called her, and I'm like, what do I do? And she was like, you hit a deer? And I was like, yeah, I don't know what to do. And she goes, you need to go back and run it over and kill it. And I was like,
is it alive?
And she's like,
still?
is it still alive? And I go, yeah, I heard it yelling. And she goes, you need to turn around and kill it.
And
I'm like,
snap its
well, I don't
neck.
have a gun. And she's like, and it's 3 a.m. And I'm like, well, how do I kill it? And she's like, you're gonna have to run it over. And I was like, fuck. And I was like, okay.
Holy shit.
And so I turn around, I come back, and it's in the middle of the road, like sitting there going, like that. And I have this big pickup truck, so I was like, the truck's probably gonna, but I was looking at it, and I was trying to figure out how to hit the deer to kill it in the most humane way without flipping my truck. And so I'm looking at it, and I size it up, I'm like pulling up to it, and then backing up and getting it right, and then I back up to what I think is a good distance, and then I floor it.
Oh my God.
Like Jeepers Creepers style.
Yeah,
Fuck.
and as I hit the gas, the deer gets up and runs away, and I go, oh, thank God, and another deer runs in front of me, and I hit that deer.
Jeff, if you ever hit me with a car, don't come back for me, okay? Fucking leave me there in the road.
Just trying to keep Griffin from breaking up with me. And I didn't know what to do. I was on my way to her house. And so I hit a
The
deer.
deers killed each other? Did they
I don't
finish
know.
each other off?
The other deer I hit bounced off my truck and just kept running.
You called her about that one too, right? You're like, I
Yeah.
didn't finish the first one, but there
No,
was
he
a
like,
second deer.
I'm not even gonna bother. I can't.
And I remember driving, after that happened, I was horrified. And I was driving to her place. She lived like 30 miles south, and I was like, there is no way I'm having sex tonight.
Did you?
I don't know.
I mean, maybe if you'd finished it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I might be the only person to ever hit a deer on his way back from hitting a deer, though.
Not on his way back. On his way back to kill it.
Yeah.
Coming back to finish it off.
She was like, it's the humane thing to do. You've got to put it out of its misery.
On the
feel like-
upside, you've still never hit a deer on purpose.
No,
True.
none of those were on purpose.
No malicious
There
intent.
was another time
At
I
least
was
you
driving
didn't-
down that same road. This is a terrible story, too.
Go
I was
for
driving down
it.
that same road, and it was icy, and a deer got in front of me, and it was in the daytime, and it was running.
And he had a gun.
No, and he was running in front of me, and I hit the brakes.
You hit my friend!
Yeah, I hit the brakes, and it was ice. The road was iced over, so I was sliding, and I couldn't control the truck, and I was catching up on the deer, and I was like, run faster, little deer, and I'm just like swerving, trying not to go off the road and die. I would rather hit the deer than die, right? And the deer is like, I'm gaining on him fast, and I don't want to. And we start to cross a bridge, and the deer looks back at me, and just jumps off the side of the bridge.
You made a deer commit suicide.
Stop! Stop!
It jumped off the side of the bridge,
How long
and it
has
was
this been going on?
It was a long way down.
Why do you hate Bambi?
You're like the deer whisperer that kills them.
Yeah.
Stop! Stop getting in your car!
In
And
deer-
so I couldn't stop anyway, but I couldn't had I been able to, I wouldn't have been, I couldn't bring
didn't
myself
look and see
no.
what happened?
No, I kept sliding. I
Christ.
only like another mile, I just fucking hydroplaned.
You are the most successful accidental hunter in that
Yeah.
region.
Yeah.
You mean like, it looked at you, was it like, you've killed me, and then
No.
jumped off?
It was more of a like, yeah, maybe.
See, I'm thinking in deer culture, there's
It's
like an
like-
I Am Legend scenario where they're like, this man, Geoff Ramsey, will come and find your family, make sure you
It's
take
like
care of your deer kids.
It's like, it's like in those, I don't want to bring up specifics, but those moments where you realize you're gonna die, but you have choices. That's like, how am I going to die? Am I gonna get by falling and then sudden impact, or by getting hit by a truck?
Do you think it went for its head? Like it just wanted to
I
land
don't
on its
know,
own
man.
head?
I felt so bad.
Yeah, I bet you did.
Not bad enough to look.
Did you get
That
I
reminds me
sent
of
him for you.
I am a dark god.
one time I was in my first marriage to the horrible woman who's not my beautiful wife, Griffin. I was at her family's in New York, and it was winter, and she had gone to visit her friend, and I decided to walk over to her friend's house to go, because I was bored. I was just going to go see what they're up to. And I was walking through the woods, and 2 dogs came out of the woods and started growling at me, and it was snowing, and they started to flank me, and and they looked vicious.
You gotta watch out, because and then the dog from the side will get you like a raptor.
Yeah,
I mean, was this part of your training as a Spartan?
No, and I'm just in a field, right? A snowy field, and I see these two dogs, and I'm in the snow. You can't run in the snow. And I look around and I think, like, how am I gonna defend myself? And I look down on the ground, and at my feet was a hammer.
What?
What?
And in the middle of the woods.
Jeff.
It was just, I literally was about to step on it.
It was weird. It was next to a box full of
It was like
pornography.
on top of the snow.
I laugh, but dude, if you didn't grow up in like a wooded area, you find all kinds of shit in the woods. First porn I ever saw was wood porn. You just find porno magazines sitting in the woods.
That sounds like tree porn. Yeah.
I got a woods porn story after this.
The hammer. After you hammered the shit out of those dogs.
And then and they're looking at me and I'm looking at them, and I just look at the ground for like a stick or a pine cone or something, and there's a fucking hammer.
What are you gonna do with a pine cone?
I don't know, throw it at the dog to
Just gonna
scare
put it
it.
in their mouth, have them swallow it. Slowly over time, it would ruin their
It's
digestive
really
system.
abrasive.
Yeah. And so I remember my first thought was like, am I in a movie? So I picked up the hammer, and I just held it up like this, and the dogs ran away. But I almost had to kill 2 dogs with a hammer. But I didn't.
Did you come back with your car and run them over? Griffin's like, you gotta go back.
He tried to, but both of them
dogs
jumped off the
express
side and
dominance
died.
over
Yeah.
you, and now they think they can, do whatever they want.
I feel like that's the shittiest King Arthur story ever. The hammer in the woods.
Yeah?
God gave you
I
that
know, it was
hammer
weird.
that day.
It's very surreal.
I guess I'm the only person that's never like hit an animal or anything like that. I ran over a turtle once. That was cool.
You're a
then
monster.
you were a snake.
I got another terrible hitting an animal story.
What the fuck?
Jeff!
I don't know if I should
Stop
tell this
it!
one.
Stop! Stop! Go
Do you
back in time
save
and say
these up
stop!
until you leave
This
the
one's
country?
bad. This one's pretty bad.
Oh, this one's bad, guys, not like the other ones.
When I was in high school, I was driving down the road and on just a regular street in a neighborhood, and a car in front of me, a kitten ran out.
No!
Jeff!
No!
A kitten ran out, and the car hit the kitten and kept going. And the cat was like flopping around because it had like a broken neck. And I started to cry. I swerved around it and I kept
As you
driving.
should.
And I started to cry, but I looked in the rearview mirror and I saw it flopping around. So I didn't know what to do.
Yes,
and
you
I thought,
did.
It's
You gotta
funny
go
'cause
back for it.
I never drew this parallel until tonight. So I thought I have to hit the cat to kill it because it was obviously its neck was broken and it was flopping around and it would look terrible. So I had a 1981 Buick Century. It was
Dude,
a big
I'm
car.
so glad you weren't on the immersion shoot.
Yeah.
Because Lindsay would be dead right now.
I would.
She's
Yeah,
on the
yeah,
ground.
yeah.
All of a sudden, Jeff just comes through with his fucking car.
Jeff, please don't run me over.
I'm sorry, I have to!
I still have more years in me, please!
It's gonna. All right, this is gonna get worse. So I turned around
I need more beer.
and I ran the cat over because I wanted to put it out of its misery. I don't know that I've ever told this story before. And then I looked in the rearview mirror to make sure it was dead, and the cat wasn't there. And I was like, where's the cat? So I stopped, and I got out of my car, and in the passenger driver's side wheel, or passenger front wheel well, the dead cat was lodged in there. And I couldn't touch it, so I thought I'll just keep driving until it falls out. So I drove, and I just kept driving while looking in the rearview mirror, and it never came out. And I drove for like a half an hour, and it was still there, and I couldn't touch it.
Jeff.
So I went to a car wash, and I got
Jeff.
the power washer,
Jeff!
and I had to spray it out of my car.
And then what? Then there's just a dead cat on the floor of the car
and-
wash.
What was it at that point? It was like a pile of
And
goo.
then I
That's what I'm
just went
wondering.
home after that.
Was it a full cat that sprayed out, or was like parts of it? Like,
No, it was a full dead kitten.
One contiguous flat cat.
Yeah, I just had to go like that, and it plopped down, and then I just got in my car and went home.
and it was
So
still
how much
flopping,
of
and
the
then Jeff
back
stomped
spray
on
were you
it.
getting
Yeah.
in the face though while you were doing that?
Christ.
There was an amount.
Stay away from my cats. Don't come near
Stay
them.
away from cars.
Yeah, just stop driving. Just walk everywhere. Jeff will find a way.
By the way, why did you have to contact Griffin for the deer situation? You'd already had it handled with the cat.
I had forgotten about that cat situation until just now.
Was the cat before or after the deer situation?
I was in high school with the cat.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it was a long time ago.
Did you like-
One time in high school?
How many
Is
other
it 'cause
animals
you're
have
in
you killed?
Australia or
Yeah.
what? Like, why do you hate animals? What happened?
It's not animals.
Jeff killed a kangaroo
Was it a
yesterday.
human?
This is a human story. One time in high school, I was driving with my friends at like 2 in the morning, and I fell asleep while I was driving because I was tired. And I heard a scream. I'd actually just taken my friends and dropped them off, and I was going home. And I nodded off, and I heard a scream, and I looked up in time to see a guy diving out of the way of my car into like a 6-foot ditch. He had been crossing the road, and I guess I didn't see him, and I started to swerve over towards him, and I just saw the guy's like legs in the air as he dove into the ditch.
Holy shit.
And then I just kept going.
Let me
Did you
ask
go back and kill him?
Let me ask you, Geoff. Did you go back for him?
I didn't hit that guy.
Okay.
He got out of the way.
No, I think that was that guy
if
was
he
like a
hadn't
deer.
screamed,
Yeah.
I might have gone in that ditch. He did me a favor.
I think he
think
saw
if
you
Might
and
have
killed
followed
himself.
him into the
yeah.
ditch, is what you
I
mean.
think if you didn't scream, you'd be a murderer, is what you're saying.
Yes.
Jesus Christ.
Let's all
That's
take
the
it.
last of those
Are you
stories I'm
sure?
going to tell.
Yeah.
Are you sure? Are
I
you
don't know
gonna?
that that's nothing else is coming to mind, but
Well,
even if
now-
it does, I'm going to hold on to it.
Now I feel like you need to rack a couple stories up in Australia to bring back with you
Yeah.
for another podcast.
Let's pour one
You
out
know,
for
like,
that kitten.
I've heard that kangaroo are like vermin here, and they're really just like, there's too many of them, so if you want to take a crack at that.
Does anybody got a
Somebody
car I
said
can
do it.
borrow?
They're supposed to be Australian deer, from
You
what I
can borrow,
understand. Yeah.
You can borrow the boomerang that James smashed into somebody's face in the crowd. I was saying we did that,
I thought of another story.
No! Geoff! Geoff! All right.
I'm not going to tell it.
No, you are.
Holy shit.
Real quick.
I feel terrible. I hadn't thought about that in years. Spraying that fucking cat.
All right. Now, what else did you kill?
Our dreams and
No, I'm
hopes.
fine.
I don't think I killed anything.
Well, so far
No.
you haven't been able to close the deal. Yeah, that's what we hear.
As you were throwing out shirts, Geoff leaned over to me and he was like, "That's 100% true. I'm so sorry. Like, that's actually very."
I wasn't
accurate."
embellished in any way. One time in high school, I was driving. I dropped a friend off after playing basketball, and I was driving through a neighborhood, and I was 16, and when you're 16, you're like a walking dick, right? You're just horny. You guys know what I'm talking about.
Exactly,
You're horny
yeah,
24
I
hours a
do.
day, like you can't control yourself. And I saw this girl.
One 16-year-old
He's going
there.
over there.
One
yeah,
guy
yeah.
over there is like, I got a boner right now.
I got hard when you were talking about killing those animals.
I didn't feel good about it, but I felt good. And I saw this girl walking across the street in short shorts. And I still think, well, I don't because I'm married. But anyway, she was very pretty. She seemed like a lovely girl. And I couldn't stop looking at her. And I was watching her walk slowly across the street. And then I heard a honk. Heard a horn, honk. And I was like, eh. And I heard it again. And I was like, nah. And I heard it a third time. And I went, oh. And I snapped back to reality. And I looked. And I was in the other lane. And there was a van coming at me, and it swerved and went into a ditch. In Alabama, we have huge ditches.
Apparently.
And,
Geoff.
How are you a free man?
Holy shit.
and statute of limitations.
There's like 9 people that are coming for you after
So
this
anyway,
podcast.
it swerves into a ditch and goes like face first into the ditch. And it's like one wheel in the air spinning. And I stopped, and the door of the van opened. It opens up because the van's on its side.
Right,
kind of.
naturally.
Yeah.
Opens up, and some lady like starts to crawl out, and she looks like she's in like maybe her 40s, and she started shaking her fist at me, and I fucking floored it. To this day, I have no idea what happened.
God damn.
You put anything else in a ditch? You know,
Jesus
you good?
Christ.
I can't think of anything. That was my last
You
story.
couldn't think of anything before, and then you busted that one out. So.
Yeah.
We're gonna die. Like
Just
we
wait for
work
it.
for this guy. At some point, Jeff's gonna kill us.
I've ridden in your car.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We thought Ryan was the threat. It's all Geoff.
Hey,
He has another story. He's thinking of another story right
yeah.
now. I know it.
yeah, he is. He's pulling it. He's
What
pulling it
is
out
it?
of
What
somewhere.
did he kill? Why do you hate life?
Geoff, you got anything or? Yep, he got something. He got something.
No, I'm good.